PJNet Live Part 2. It is 9:30 on the East Coast. We have Del Duduit standing by. His bumper is rolling. We have a background and the recording is on. We are streaming. We will switch to Studio 6 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, welcome back, or welcome, whichever the case may be, to pjnet.tv. We are certainly glad you're here. If you are in the live chat room at pjnet.tv, we especially welcome you. Now, you could very well be watching this live on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube, and we're certainly glad to have you with us, but we certainly want to invite you to where everybody is. That's in the chat room at pjnet.tv. If you will take a hop over there, you will find some people who you can make friends with and interact with and ask questions in the chat, and maybe anyway. Behind me you will see a depiction of a long-held tradition and custom, the shaking of hands. Now, folks, we have heard everything about the coronavirus from every conceivable angle, except the one that our next guest, Del Duduit, has brought to light. And he has an executive producer standing by with him, Sophie. And Sophie has, again, got the old Dorito breath. Sophie, do you eat Doritos?
A lot.
A lot. Do you eat anything other than Doritos?
Probably not.
Probably not.
What'd you have tonight? You had
Doritos.
You had what did Gabe make? Lava cake. Chocolate lava cake.
Yeah, but you didn't eat that. You ate Doritos. I mean, do you eat Doritos for breakfast?
Yeah.
It's kind of like cornflakes, right? I mean, it's just the same thing. You pour a little milk on them and call it cereal.
Here we go.
Salty. Folks, that is a non-compensated endorsement for a commercial product, and we disclaim any liability in whole or in part, consequential, incidental, or subsequential, or fitness for any particular purpose.
There you go.
Anyway, so how late do you get to stay up, Sophie?
He asked you how late you get to stay up. How late do you stay up?
What?
Ask her again. She didn't hear you.
Sophie, it normally tonight would be a school night. How late do you get to stay up on a school night?
I don't know.
No.
10:30.
10:30.
But now since school's canceled and school's here, it's she stays up as late as she wants. So has a good time. Always running through the house. Right?
How do you like your new teachers?
That's your mom. I'm the principal.
Okay. Sophie, let me ask you: when school opens again, are you going to be glad?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be glad too. I think school was good.
Why?
I'm sorry that you have to go.
You miss your friends?
My teacher.
Thanks, your teacher.
You like your teacher.
Yeah.
To heck with your friends. You just want to see your teacher. That's fine. Yeah. I'm with you on that. Well, Sophie, right. Don't eat too many Doritos, okay? Because they probably cause cancer or something. Who knows?
No. Save me some. All right. Beat it. Oh.
Yeah.
Tell them bye.
Well,
I have 3 more Dorito packs in it.
So you have 3 more packs in. Well, save me 2 of them.
Yeah.
All right. You ready?
I was going to tell her if you give her any trouble about that, we're going to talk about those hot dogs you eat at that stadium.
Oh man.
With the chili and cheese and onion and
You got to eat those. In Cincinnati, you got to eat those. So.
Yeah, you got it. Del, I almost forgot. I forgot to ask last week. Has the Olympics been postponed? I see that. Okay, what's the deal?
They're now going to be. It's going to be July of 2021 now, so it'll be next year. It'll be about the same time, but it'll be 52 weeks later. So we will be on tap to go. So be a little bit more longer to prepare. I might buy my flights here pretty soon, get a cheap flight. But
Yeah.
yeah, so it'll be next year. Everything I was going to this summer, the Kentucky Derby is now pushed back to September. The Indianapolis 500 is now pushed back to the end of August.
Really?
So so we got official word on that. So a lot of the things I planned for in May, which was going to be crammed. I'm going to be like twiddling my thumbs, so I don't have much to do. But hey, it's no big deal. Everything's all right.
All right. Well, Dale, I tell you, I've always known that you are a very gifted writer, and besides being the world's most interesting man and everything. But when I read your blog today, I thought this is what we need. I needed a break from the metrics, the numbers, the spin, all that. But you have discovered that with the coronavirus coming in, the handshake that has been a tradition for centuries across many cultures is most likely a thing of the past.
I mean, I was being somewhat facetious and a little bit of joking, but I honestly think it will. I honestly think you're going to see it go away. You're going to see people distance themselves for the next, I believe, the next many, many months, and it might just become just a way of life because, as I pointed out, the last couple of epidemics and pandemics, the handshake kind of took a punch. People started doing the fist bumps more. I do those, so I think you're going to see that go away because, as I pointed out, why the heck do we even do it? Why do I go up and move my hand up and down to a guy I don't know? And so I kind of went into some history about the handshake and how in the world it came about and why we still do it. I'm not against it, but I'm not a big fan. When we met down in North Carolina last month, we shook hands.
Right.
I think there's good and bad things about it. Again, I don't really see the need of it. I'm not antisocial. I'm not a snob. I just don't see the need of it. Again, if somebody has germs, somebody has something, and you shake their hand, chances are you're going to get it. So I've never been a big fan of it to begin with. I've done it my whole life. Yeah, I just don't like to do it. So, and I don't see some of these silly things, the toe taps. I've seen people do that, the elbow bump. Holy cow! Come on.
Well, listen,
really?
we can still shake hands, and I will demonstrate.
Yeah, we can still shake. Yeah, exactly.
We can shake hands like that. I will commend you for doing some historical, research on the origin of the handshake. Okay, because the handshake. Now, what's not in your blog, but I can fill in the rest of you with a lot of great wisdom here. The military salute is a form. The handshake is basically the civilian version of the military salute. Now, back in the day, helmets were worn, and you would do two things. You would raise your visor so that you could be identified, and you would show your right hand. Okay, by doing so, which indicates you're unarmed. So that's kind of the history of the military salute. The civilian version is a shake hands. Now, if you don't think that this is important, folks, you could be on a game show someday, and these questions could be asked, and it could be worth a lot of money. Have you ever seen in a legal contract at arm's length?
Yeah.
Well, where do you think that came from?
Exactly. Okay, you're right.
Yeah. So, all right.
I mean, my mind's full of meaningless minutia. I know things that I don't know why I know things, but I didn't know the history of the handshake. So I kind of Googled it and looked at it and thought it's pretty interesting. Yeah.
Now there's actually, if you want to poo-poo a custom, making of the bed is actually unsanitary. You are creating an environment conducive to yuck. Best thing to do is leave the sheets down, let sunlight get in there and kill some of that stuff. But
we do that every day. Then we don't make our bed much. So
yeah, well, I do because my wife thinks it's a good idea. Therefore, it's a good idea. But left to my own resources, making a bed is really a bad idea. It's unsanitary.
And nobody sees it but me and my wife. Nobody else sees it. So
well, I got a kick out of the way that you go through kind of a diagram of the various styles of handshake. Would you like to? Can you recall? I think, what was there, 4 or 5 of them? The dead fish.
There was a whole bunch of them on there. There was the dead fish, which people, if you've shaken that kind of person's hand, that's just, and it's just a limp piece of, it's like a dead fish. So, that person is going to be a little passive. And then again, I don't know who goes into these studies and how they come up with these analogies. The dead fish shake, the shug, it's a handshake and a hug at the same time. You have the dominator, which I've seen that many times. People try to intimidate that way. They come in with their hand high and sideways and the palm down. They grab your hand and pull you in.
Yeah.
I just grab a hand and shake it. And then we have a couple of folks at church that, I just don't like to shake hands because, man, they just squeeze. And I don't understand that. They just grip your hand like they're Hulk Hogan or something. So I just avoid those people. I just say, it's okay. I just wave at them. Hey, how you doing? And that's it. So, but again, I haven't been a big fan of the handshake. I don't really understand why we do it. I've done it.
Well, you do, yeah. And you've met some pretty, high profile people.
Yeah, I have, and of course that's no big deal. But and I shake their hands, and we shake hands. We put our arms. That's why I put some pictures in my blog about we didn't social distance at when I was with Clint Hurl the Pirates, and my wife at like one of the conferences, all the gals taking a selfie together. So I think you're going to. And my favorite picture of all time actually was I had to put that picture of me at the Indy 500 with all the ladies. Yeah. So, that was a tough day. But we weren't social distancing that day, so I think you're going to see a little bit more of that, and I think you're going to see the hand. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I think you're going to see it go away. I think you're going to see it slowly, especially this younger generation. They're just not going to do it. I mean, they're too busy looking at their phones anyway to notice even if somebody's in front of you to begin with, let alone shake their hands. And I think that's going to be one of the casualties. Will be this tradition of shaking hands.
Well, Dale, you have not seen anything yet because I do not know how books are going to be sold if you can't find this famous person and get in within the boundaries of social distancing and the selfie. So how are books going to be sold in the future when you can't take those pictures?
You got selfie sticks. I have one of those. Michelle Medlock Adams gave me the idea for a selfie stick, so you can do it that way. But
right, you can maintain 6 feet between you and poke the stick out there, and then you could later edit those to kind of,
Yeah, you can do that. I don't think that's gonna. I don't think people getting close is going to go away. I just think all this handshaking is going to kind of fade away.
You think it's a bunch of malarkey, don't you, Dale?
What's that? That's the virus? No, actually, I was on a conversation tonight, which is a very enlightening conversation. I'm going to write a piece for the Ohio State News.com, talking to my good friend who happens to be my state senator. I've worked on many of his campaigns. He's also a doctor, and he's also a war vet. So he's seen everything, right? He's seen all gamuts. He's currently he's been a doctor for 29 years. He's been in Iraq. He went to Kuwait. He's been all over the world, in wartime, not just there, but in war.
In theater, yeah.
Yeah, and he's a surgeon. He's a doctor, so he's been there. And we were talking tonight because I was doing a piece for it. I said, look, as a legislator, I want your opinion on this, and as a doctor, I want your opinion on this. And he's very conservative. Terry's very conservative, but he said, we've never seen anything like this. He's seen it all, but he's never seen anything like this. And he gave some compelling testimony that I really believe. And again, I'm not a conspiracy theorist guy, but Coach, this is, where this virus came from. It did come from China. It was, released there in Wuhan, accidentally, we're told. And it's crippled. It's given us a punch, right? We're down to one knee right now. I think we're going to get up, obviously. And then China is tied in close to Russia. Those two countries are not our friends at all. So he had the same theory. He says, could this be a trial run? Could this be something that they're going to see how we react? And maybe 5 or 10 more years down the road, what will happen? So he called it a national threat. He thinks it could, he didn't know. He was just speculating. I've seen a lot of those speculations. I don't believe that this was just something that happened. I don't believe that. I believe this was intentional, and I believe this is a test, and I believe it could be a trial run.
Well, regardless of what you believe, okay,
Mhm.
and I'm of the opinion, and as are you, I am usually right.
I'm always right.
Whatever happens, okay, we are not going to be the same after this.
No, no, we're not. There's going to be a little bit more paranoia. There's going to hopefully it'll bring back what happened during 9/11. It'll bring back some patriotism. I hope to see that. I hope to, as Terry was telling me, he said this is a great time. People are home. Great time to reconnect. Great time to visit. It's a great time to think about if you have bad habits. If you're a smoker, quit smoking. If you're drinking carbonated beverages, to go to water. Time to think about planting a garden.
Try some new
Think
things,
about
yeah.
yeah. Your way of life has been adjusted, and some people don't know how to handle it. You look at growing a garden. Look at eating healthy. Look at exercising a little bit more. Reevaluate yourself during these times. Don't sit at home and panic, but make the best of it. You have to make the best of it, and reconnect spiritually. Reconnect with people you haven't. Get on FaceTime with people.
Mhm.
So I think it's a good time to reevaluate yourself and your circumstances and what's really important right now. It's not that important to, even though I need a haircut badly, to miss an appointment or to miss that massage or to miss that whatever. That's not important. Some of these things aren't important as we make them out to be. So look at what's really
Unless you're a
valuable.
hairdresser.
Yeah, I know, and I feel bad for the guy who cuts my hair, Deb. I hope she makes it. I don't know. Some of these smaller businesses, some of my friends who have smaller businesses, they may not recover, even though there is the stimulus package was approved finally. I hope it helps them. So because we may lose businesses that I'll never see again because of this, and I think the culture is going to change. I think our landmark and our skyline is going to change dramatically. So I think it's going to make people a little bit more vigilant, a little bit more paranoid in some aspects. So, but I'm making the best of it. I've been home now for 3 weeks, so I'm making the best of it. I'm not spending a lot of money on gas. I'm not going out to eat every night. I'm making things here at the house. So we're having the best time we can of it.
Well, the two things that concern me looking into the future is one, the hysteria. I've seen reasonable adults act very childish. And these are people that I know that are friends, and they are really overreacting, in my opinion. I mean, when you start and you get this self-preservation mode on steroids, I'm going to buy up all the toilet paper. Well, why? This lacks faith, and it lacks consideration for your fellow human beings around you. The other thing that concerns me is with all the restrictions that are going into place for our own good, for the public good, they are being so willingly accepted. And I think we should, our leadership needs to do things. I'm not calling for an end to that. But I saw something today that was very startling. Quarantine is when you isolate the sick.
Mm-hmm.
Tyranny is when you isolate the healthy.
Yeah, and they're doing it again. I think they're doing it with the best intentions, but our civil rights are being violated heavily right now. But we understand that. Now I'll let it go for a while till this goes through. But and there's people who doing things blatantly out of they're defying those who are in charge. That pastor down in Tampa held service with 500 people. There's a warrant out for him. I think it's a little drastic. I just saw a spot before I came on Fox News where 3 people broke into this guy's business at 4 a.m. He's living there. He shoots one of them, and he's in jail. The guy, the store owner's in jail. I think you're seeing the liberal left take advantage of this to close gun stores because they're not essential. They're telling churches, and they're singling out, churches, gun stores, things like that, and closing them. But abortion clinics can remain open in some states, and because that's essential. So we've we brought a lot of this on ourselves by electing young radical leftist socialists who are now governors, and it's kind of scary at times because they don't use common sense. They use agendas. They don't use what's best for the people. They use what's best for their cause to justify their decisions. And so it's a scary time. I'm going to put up with it for now. But you're right. Tyranny is when they just lock you, tell you just can't come out, and they'll start rationing things out and come collecting our weapons. And again, Hitler had the great saying: the best way to conquer a nation is to disarm its citizens. And the left totally embraced that. So the left agree with Hitler, and so that's kind of scary.
Well, something that occurred to me, as I was showering. You ever get those thoughts when you're showering? I get some pretty profound thoughts.
I know. I was focused on the showering.
Yeah, I was thinking, if I were coaching on their side, on the other team's side, and you've got a buffoon like Biden and the parade of lunatics that they've had, and then you've got the popularity of a guy like Trump and the record of a guy like Trump, as a coach, what play would you call? Well, I thought to myself, and I am not a conspiracy theorist, but if there is any conspiracy related to this, it's the perfect storm.
Mm-hmm. Well, I totally agree with you there. I mean, they're creating hysteria. They're creating confusion. They've got,
anything Trump does will be criticized harshly.
Yeah, you know what they squawked about when he wanted to shut the borders several months ago, that it was unconstitutional. Now when he does it after the Prime Minister of Canada closed their borders, he's a hero. But Trump did it, and oh my gosh, he's a horrible dictator. The guy could find a cure for cancer, and they would still be rebuffed. There's some networks not running his press conferences because they think it's just a little rally when he's giving in. They're entertaining to watch because some of the reporters. I swear, Coach, I don't know how some of these guys like Acosta, how they got hired. I just don't understand it because they're morons, but they're paid big bucks to cause chaos and to create people to be hypersensitive and to create fear. They love that. Yeah. And then, you saw the piece in the New York Times where, no joke, who they're blaming for this? They're blaming Christians for this coronavirus. That is the New York Times piece yesterday. Christians and the religious right are at fault for the coronavirus. That's the newspaper of record's opinion.
So we think it's the left. The left thinks it's the right.
The religious right.
Yeah, the religious. Okay, yeah.
And then they pile on Mike Lindell yesterday because the maker of My Pillow, who's got a fabulous story of redemption. I mean, he was a drug addict and he creates this business. He gets saved, and Mike Lindell was at the press briefing yesterday and said that they're not making My Pillows right now. They're making masks, and they're donating all these masks to help. And then he refers to we need to take this time to read the Bible more. Oh my gosh, that's when all the networks cut away and they just started making fun of him that he was beating the Bible drum. So what? He had that time. He's doing good. Why not tell? He has a great story to tell. That's how his strength is.
Only in America.
Only in America. But if you get Farrakhan up there who glorifies the Quran and stuff, they would love that. They say, "Oh, he's a great man." But you get Mike Lindell saying, "I read the Bible. This is a great time to read the Bible." Well, then they got to cut away to that, and they mock him, make fun of him.
Well, Dell, I don't watch the news, but occasionally I am walking through the room when it's on. And tonight, okay, first of all, last night I was saying, okay, we're coming back. We got people that are making masks now. We're starting to produce. We're starting to react. We're bringing force to bear on this problem together. And I was kind
Yes.
of proud of him for retooling his factory to make something for the public good like this. So
That's all.
tonight, the story on the news, I kid you not, you cannot make this stuff up, that the governor of New York is complaining that now the states are having to bid against each other, and it's essentially an auction where the masks are going to the highest bidder, and this somehow constitutes price gouging and opportunistic, predatory capitalism. I thought, if you hung this guy with a new rope, he would complain.
Yeah. Yeah, and he gets a lot of good and bad reviews. Cuomo, he's handling his daily briefings, and actually what he's doing, he's becoming more popular right now than Biden. And the DNC has a problem because Cuomo's really getting popular. They're wanting this guy, but Biden's the front runner. And Biden, oh my gosh, did you listen to his his little town hall he holds in his own house now because he can't get out and campaign? The guy has serious health issues, and he's got stumbling issues and making sentence issues. He can't complete a sentence, and he can't create a thought. I'm not making fun of him. I'm seriously concerned. The guy's suffering from something, and if that's the best the liberals have, holy cow, that party is sunk. But they have hope because they have these extremely leftist socialists who are with their fangs out, dying to take over. And you're seeing them lose it because Bernie's not going to win. Their socialist agendas, you've got to wait another at least 4 more years because Trump's going to win, and they're going to have to retool somehow and go back to the lab and create some other monster. So to try to win in 4 more years, but that's not going to happen because the party, America is founded on what we stand for. I mean, it's a democracy and it's a republic, and so they don't want that. They hate that. They like fascism. They like chaos. They like confusion. They want people to look to them because they are going to have the answers.
The government has the answers, yeah.
I think and Trump's just the opposite. He's exposing some of these things, and he's letting he's working for the people, and that drives the liberals crazy.
He can't stand it. Well, Dale, it's been, we went a little, oh gosh, we went a lot extra. Okay.
Sorry about that.
Folks, we try to do 20 minutes, but sometimes we get kind of wound up and this happens. But anyway, Dale, appreciate it. And stay safe. I thought you had gotten your hair cut.
No. It's been 3 weeks.
Okay.
First thing I'm going to do is get my hair cut. I got to lose a little bit of weight. And, I've got to lay off the Doritos and the Oreos that we buy. So.
Yeah, I think as long as Sophie's there, laying off the Doritos will take care of itself because I don't think she'll leave you.
Well, we were going to the gym every night, and I lost like 15 pounds. And
wow.
Here lately, we can't go to the gym now. So, but I think I am going to start going out to the track, and even though I hate running, I'm going to start doing that because I got to do something because everything's getting tight on me again. But my hair is really, really long.
Okay. Well, Dale, take care of yourself. You're doing great in your isolation mode, and we are too. But let's just face this.
It's fun, but I'm ready for it to be over.
There you go. We'll do that. Well, Dale, hey, listen, can't wait till next week. I hope you can come up. I hope you can outdo yourself. I don't know how, but thank you for your contributions in your blog at daledidway.com. And
I'm glad everybody jumped on tonight too.
Yeah, it's great. Appreciate you sharing with us, Dale.
Bye.
That was Dale Didway with the forecast of the handshake, which is on shaky. The handshake is on shaky ground. I want to say thank you to all of you. Tomorrow night she will be with us at 9 p.m. Eastern. Right. Becky Lindsay's here. Ben is here. Connie is here. Boy, we had a great time with her last night, didn't we? That's fun. Doug is here. Steve's here. JD, Ken, Monty, Rachel, Renee, Shonda, Sunbelt Girl, Barbara, Tammy, Georgia. Who knows who all else has been and left, and I just can't do it. Folks, I love the chat room, and when I finish up here, the first thing I do is go back and read the chat. Your remarks are so encouraging. to me and so uplifting and inspiring, not only to me, but for all of you who join us here. So, folks, we're going to wrap it up tonight. We will be back tomorrow night. I actually am working. You've been very indulgent up to this point, but can I say that we're working on expanding. This won't happen in the immediate short-term future, but plans are being made and put in motion for us to have 4 guests per night, 8 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock, and 9:30. Those will probably not materialize obviously it won't do this month because there's only a few hours left. April might not be it, but we're looking, I think it may, when we will expand our inventory of programming. And I'm looking forward to that. Folks, this is a dream come true. This is an answer to prayer. And I want to thank each and every one of you for your part in it. Those of you who just come to the chat room, you're a part of it. Those of you that send out the tweets, talking about what we do here, you're a part of it. Those of you who pile on and just, even if you just so much as like it, a single click of the mouse, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. And folks, you all are an incredible team, and we are really starting to see points light up that board, and it's a dream come true. It's an answer to prayer. I thank you so much. We've got a long ways to go. Don't think we've won. Okay, we're just like in the first quarter, maybe second quarter. It's wonderful, but you all encourage me. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your encouragement. Folks, I'm going to leave you now. I'm going to leave you with 2 questions. The first question that I ask myself, and I hope that maybe you will reflect upon this as well. Question number 1 is, what is the boldest thing you have ever done for Jesus Christ? The second question is this: just how long ago was that? The challenge for all of us is that we would never be satisfied with either answer.